Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Welcome to the good life.
And after all the talk, all I gotta say is
welcome to the good life.
You're welcome. You're all welcome.
Good morning, and welcome to the Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday, and you know we're about to jump in the stew. There is so much going on. We're going to start with hot topics, and then we have Mrs. Mindy Cobley in the studio with us from Ringlet Salon. I am so excited to have her here. There are so many new trends in hair. Have y'all seen all the colors? From gray to purple to green to blue to rainbow. They have all kind of stuff going on. And if you didn't know, her daughter is absolutely amazing. She just turned 21. I'm putting Morgan on blast because I've known her since she was like so young. But she just did something amazing. So you have to stay tuned after the break to find out exactly what that is. Ringlet Salon is on the rise. You do not want to miss it. And finally, we're going to have Miss Ebony Woodruff. She is a legislator from District 87 from across the river in Jefferson Parish. She finished her first year in the legislature, and you want to know lessons from the legislature, exactly what goes down. I have Terry, my partner on Gumbo Talk, on the line. Good morning, Terry. How are you?
Good morning, Elaine. I'm doing fine, thank you.
I know you're busy.
Getting the stew this morning. I can't wait to hear what Ringlet has to say about hair trends.
I know.
Topic.
And I'm putting you on the spot this morning because I know you work, downtown at the court. So I know y'all are busy down there. Election season is about to happen.
Yes.
Saturday.
Yes, election is Saturday, and we actually put the election on, and we are making sure that all of the machines are ready for Saturday so we can get them out to the voting locations. And we pray that not only do we have a great turnout, we have great weather, but people actually understand what's on the ballot. And if they have any questions about that, they can dial 658-9000 so that we can answer any questions that they have about what's going on, where to vote. And we just want you there. Exercise your right to vote.
Give us that number one more time. If anybody has any questions on voting, where or anything. What's that number again, Terry? Because that's really important. We want to get the vote out, y'all. Really go vote. It's your governor. It's all of your major state officials. It's your state representatives. It's your Senate seats. Please go out and vote. And there's 4 amendments on the ballot as well. Oh,
my God, yes. There's so much going on. But it's so important. The number to dial is 658-9000.
000. So
that is correct. And people can call. I mean, if they have problems with, where do I vote, questions about what's on the ballot, if they have not, when they get to the voting location and they say their name is not on the register, then, we could help them with that because we can pull up a database that can tell them what's going on and tell them where they can vote or they can, do a provisional vote. So it's really important that people get out to vote. We've got a lot going on. This is only, the beginning for us because,
right.
You've got this is the primary. So people think that it's not important. It is truly important. The primary sort of weeds out the other folks, and the serious contenders are left when you have a runoff. So if there's a runoff with any seat, you have 2 people running, that's the most important. But this kind of shows the people, by, weeding out the other folks, what's important in the primary, who's important to the people that have cast their vote for that individual. So get out and vote. It's really, really, really important. Saturday should have good weather, nice time of year to, exercise your right to vote. And you don't have a voice if you don't vote.
You have no voice if you don't vote. And I wanted to say this since, it is kind of the ladies' day and we have Mindy here as well. Do you all know that if all of the women that didn't vote in the last Louisiana statewide election would have voted, we literally, as women, could have changed the outcome of the election just with those votes. It literally could have swung the election either way.
That's unbelievable.
Women can, y'all, who runs the world? Y'all can play around, but we playing it here. But seriously, we really need to speak up for our voice, for our interests. And if we don't speak up, then we have no voice. So let's make sure we do that. We're trying to get equal pay. That's a big thing for, all of us. 52% of the households in New Orleans, in the greater New Orleans area, are run by female heads of household.
Girl power.
So if we are not being paid equitably, how does that work out? It doesn't work out for us, but it only doesn't work out for us because we don't vote. So let's let our voices be heard and let's kind of get that done. To jump a little bit in the stew, I don't know if y'all have seen the Ebony Magazine's November cover but it has sparked some controversy. So, I kind of, we like to stir the pot here on Gumbo Talk. So, if you haven't seen the cover is it's the family issues with S in parentheses, like being like issues it's the Cosby Show family with a shattered glass, kind of looked like it was in a photo, a frame and cracked or something like that. It says in the Daily News that more than 50 women, including models Beverly Johnson and Janice Dickerson, have come forward accusing the comedian Bill Cosby of drugging them. And, it kind of came out that he basically was like, yeah, he did it. So,
Right.
we can say everything that we want to say about Bill Cosby, but does that kind of shatter the image of the African-American family that they had with the Cosby Show? What are your thoughts on that, Terry?
Well, I think that, you're talking about one person. It doesn't shatter the image. It doesn't shatter the image of the black family. This is a black professional family. They came out, in a time when you didn't see much of that. I think they were trying to set a precedent, and Bill Cosby may have blemished himself, but that is not the depiction of the true black family.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yes, we have a lot of families that are like that. Mothers are professional, fathers are professional, and the children, they're raised in a upper middle income or high income, a bracket, but it doesn't blemish or stain, that family. No, it blemishes Bill Cosby. What they should have done, Ebony, is put Bill Cosby's picture and then crack the frame.
Mindy, your thoughts?
I just truly believe that who are we to judge? In every family we're human, and we rise and we fall all the time. So he had a big fall, and we found out about him. He got exposed. And later on in his life, we didn't know what was going on when he was putting this show together, and we were watching this show and this dream of everything perfect. But you and I know personally, no one is perfect.
Absolutely.
No one.
I live in a glass house. I'm letting everybody know.
So, we can point the finger all that we want, and but if we humble ourselves and try to do what's right in our lives, maybe we can have just a little bit, we can help. And he did. He created a dream for us. I think more than walking the walk himself, he created a dream that, we can have great, beautiful black families, professionals, doing right, being godly people. And from the bottom of my heart, it goes out to everyone who's been hurt by him.
Right.
But, who are we to judge?
Right. The idea of the show should definitely be separate from his actions, because the show touched so many lives and, gave hope and, vision for so many people.
Right.
So that is the good life, opening people's minds to living differently in the world. Let's pray for all of, his victims, accusers, whatever you're more comfortable calling them, and for him, that he finds peace, or finds his way with God and finds his walk, because, who are we to judge? And so, speaking of judging, they have Hillary Clinton is on the Hill this morning being judged. That's exactly what she's doing. She is being questioned this morning on Benghazi once again. Don't y'all remember this? Like, didn't this already happen in 2013? Wasn't this 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Do you know that there is no other, and I don't know the specific words, but there's no other investigation that has gone on this long. This has gone on longer than Watergate. What,
long.
like,
Right.
what did they,
Long to
like,
Watergate, which is amazing.
right, so, like, what is the
What's
deal?
taking so long?
What is the deal?
There was probably that much that was covered up that they had to discover, whereas Watergate was more of a, open book, so to speak. It was easier to get to the information. In order to really come after somebody, prosecution has to do a hefty job. They've got to prove beyond reasonable doubt that this actually happened and something actually went wrong. They can't come out without having all their, cards on laid out in the deck or whatever.
Right.
The key factor is that they've done a lot of investigative work on this. That's the time. And a lot of the stuff that they tried to go after to make discovery, it was covered up.
Right.
And trying to get to how do you come up with facts when the facts have been erased?
Right.
You know something went wrong, right?
Right. But I'm like looking up some of these stats from CBS News, and I'm like, this testimony is set to last about 8 hours or more. Can you imagine 8 hours or more, like,
That's excruciating.
really? 8 hours? Seriously, it is excruciating. And, the Republicans kind of, what was that, McCarthy a couple weeks ago kind of like showed his hand and was like, we kind of did this to put her in a bind because we knew she was running for president and we basically wanted to make her look bad.
Yeah, that seems very deliberate.
You think?
Yeah.
All this time it just happens to, coincide with you running for president?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, at what point are we gonna be like, enough is enough? Like in the words of Bernie Sanders, I'm tired of hearing about your damn emails. Like, I really am. It is what it is. She apologized. Most of it wasn't even classified or top secret until after it had already been sent. So, I mean, it is what it is. Who does, just like we said, we all live in glass houses. I mean, this is an email, y'all. How many times did you send a text message drunk or whatever and you should have sent it? I'm
Exactly.
like, and I'm not saying it's on the level of, the country's safety, top secret information, but like, come on, like, let it go.
Just let it go.
In the words of Frozen, my sister loves when I say that. But for real, like, let it go. Like, what is the deal? Ugh.
And you know what the key
Go ahead.
factor is this? They I think a lot of the time that was spent investigating was probably more intentional than anything too, with them trying to come out with this information or this trial at the right time.
Exactly.
We're a forgiving nation.
Right.
When things go wrong, okay, that's done, that's over. This person runs for re-election. We've forgotten about it. Look about Vitter. Look at Vitter. He's leading the doggone polls, and look what happened with him.
Right.
So we're a forgiving nation. We forget.
Right.
Or should I say we're a forgetting nation. We forget, and we move on.
Absolutely.
And if we feel, okay, no matter what happened in the past, if she's the best candidate, that's what I vote for. That's what we do. That's why I guess it's so important to come out with that type of information at the right time, as close to the election as possible, to kind of, put that on the people's mind as close to voting time as possible.
Absolutely. And you know what's funny? Because when you point your finger too long, what happens? It gets turned around right back at you. So that's kind of what happened to the committee now, because now they're under investigation for basically kind of slander.
Dragging it through the mud.
Dragging it through the mud,
Right.
exactly. So, See, God don't like
just
ugly.
like to tank the campaign.
Right, exactly. God don't like ugly, so you should get your mind right. And speaking of, I don't want to call him ugly, but speaking of, well, before we go to the next topic, we have Miss Beverly on line one. Miss Beverly, welcome to the Good Life with the Ladies. We are talking on Gumbo Talk, and we are talking about hot topics and getting in the stew. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind is that whenever anyone loses their lives, it's a tragedy.
Yes, ma'am.
We had a war because of misinformation with weapons of mass destruction. We had soldiers that came back dead, missing limbs. Yet we didn't put or scrutinize President Bush for having a war due to erroneous information of weapons of mass destruction. And yet we're doing this, as they say, to Hillary Clinton because of what happened in Benghazi. So this is my statement, and I think that is awful because it's only a witch hunt.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It is awful.
Absolutely. Amen, Miss Beverly. Well put. Exactly. I don't even know if that needs to follow that up. Thank you, Miss Beverly. I appreciate your call.
All right, thank you.
I'm all about Miss Beverly.
Oh,
like
yes.
she just
Well put.
Yeah, like
Absolutely.
I'm putting an exclamation
and the
point
question
after
could
that.
be maybe is it because she's a woman?
Right.
Girl
Hello.
power?
Hello.
Girl power?
Hello. You know.
Are we afraid of
Who
it?
can they beat up on her? But and they have to walk that fine line today of trying to beat up on her. Because well, we'll see. It'll be 8 hours, so it's not like you can't catch up. And speaking of catching up, guess who has caught up for the past 100 days has been leading the Republican campaign? I mean, the Republican presidential race. Donald Trump. Nobody thought this was going to happen.
I know.
Actually, I'm a CNN junkie, so I've been watching it, and all of the correspondents are really doing a turnabout on their comments. And I'm just like, having watched it has been absolutely, I don't even know if there's a word for it. Because at first when he got in the race, they're like, oh, it's only going to last so long. Oh, it's this, that, and the other. People are just, disenfranchised with the politics and this, that, and the other. He has been the front runner for the last 100 days. This isn't a normal thing. This isn't common. And they really have people who are starting to believe that he is going to be the Republican nominee. Is it a gift or is it a joke? Like, what Terry, your thoughts? Trump, 100 days.
They will not. They will not. They will not make him the nominee.
Who's going to do it? You know, the only person behind him right now is Ben Carson, who's I think is like behind him maybe like 12 or 13 points. But then after that, they go down to like 4%. So nobody's even close. It's just the two of them at the top.
I know.
Really?
That's scary.
No way. That is so insane. I mean, look, anything is possible.
You're fired.
Anything is possible.
Right. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Oh my
true.
goodness. And
that is
frightening,
so true.
right?
It's
this
absolutely
is
frightening. But I mean, I guess as a Democratic, obviously y'all know I'm a Democrat. As a voting Democrat, I kind of would like to take it as a gift. So, you know, it kind of just depends on what side of the table you're on. And, you know, I like to say I open my mind to living differently in the world. And I will be honest, there are a lot of Republican ideas that are very good. And, you know, that we can compromise on. But the way that he goes about his politics is just beyond my comprehension. Like, how do you negotiate with world leaders? Anyway, this is a good life. That was Hot Topics. We will be right back. We have Mindy Hobley from Ringlet Salon in the studio with us today, and I'm so excited because we're going to be talking about hair, all of the new trends, all the new techniques. She has been doing it for just a couple years because she only looks like she's 21. Yeah, forever. But and she's going to drop that knowledge when we get back. Stay tuned. This is the Good Life Gumbo Talk. We'll be right back. Hello?
I need help. My hair is a mess and my man texts me telling me to be ready for 8. He has a surprise. What am I going to do? My stylist takes forever.
I got you. Call Ringlet Salon. I just left there.
Where?
Ringlet Salon. They took me within minutes and had me in and out in no time. Very professional, and I scheduled online at ringlets.com.
For real?
Girl, for real.
Does Ringlet Salon hook up your roots?
Looks like I got a perm, and you know I'm anti-chemicals. Ringlet Salon has my hair soft and bouncy. I'm getting the Brazilian Blowout Express next week. It eliminates frizz for 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Okay, I'm all about Ringlet Salon. Where are they located?
Ringlets has 2 locations, one at 4712 Paris Avenue and one in the Hilton Hotel on the river. That location validates parking for 4 hours and is open on Sunday.
Perfect for a working woman like me. That's all I needed to know. I'm going to be fresh for my man.
You will if you schedule your appointment at ringlets.com. That's ringletts.com.
Bye. Go and make my appointment with Ringlet Salon now.
For more than 40 years, BOLD has been a trusted voice in New Orleans. The Black Organization for Leadership Development supports strong communities and strong families, safer streets, and for government to work harder for you. That's why BOLD proudly recommends John Bell Edwards, Governor; Melvin Kip Holden, Lieutenant Governor; Chris Tyson, Secretary of State; Marty Maley, Attorney General; Kira Orange Jones, Bessie District 2; Roy A. Glapion, State Senator, 7th District; Joseph Joe Bowie Jr., State Representative, District 97; Jimmy Harris, State Representative, District 99; Willie Jones, State Representative, District 100; Gary Carter Jr., State Representative, District 102; and Keith Barney, School Board, District 1. Election Day is Saturday, October 24th. Please go out and exercise your hard-earned right to vote.
Paid for by the Black Organization for Leadership Development, PAC.
Here they go again. 2 recycled career politicians playing musical chairs with our public offices. They're endorsed by the same old boys political machines that fought to keep the tolls on the Crescent City Connection Bridge. But it's time for a change. Roy Glapion is not part of the old boys political machine. He's honest, hardworking, and politically independent. He will always put the people of the West Bank before the politicians. Vote for change. Vote for Roy Glapion, number 47 for State Senate.
Paid for by the committee to elect Roy Glapion.
In the new Louisiana, everybody wins. Fairness across the board. Scott Angel understands fairness. It will be the cornerstone of his administration. Compassion and fairness at every level. He's from a family of 9 children that were taught by their parents to share. Scott understands sharing. In the Angel administration, no one group will be left out. No one group will be left behind. Scott Angel is the only candidate running for governor that can beat David Vitter. Join the rest of Louisiana in voting for Scott Angel as your governor for a fair Louisiana. We deserve better, we deserve more, We deserve a governor that's fair. Please consider Scott Angel for a fair Louisiana. Number 1 on your ballot. Number 1 for Louisiana. Go tell Angel. Paid for by Join the People PAC.
Wesley Bishop is attacking Eric Caulfield. He says he's proud of his record, but maybe he shouldn't be. After 5 years in office, his district now ranks last in the city in high school graduation, last in median household income, and last in the percentage of employed residents. How can we address a 52% non-employment rate among African American men if they aren't graduating from high school? How can we make sure that they can get quality jobs? How can we make sure that our workers can support their families if their jobs won't pay them enough? Mr. Bishop wants a promotion, but it will take a new kind of leadership to get things done.
I'm Eric Caulfield, and I'll bring a new kind of leadership to the state Senate.
Eric Caulfield was appointed by President Barack Obama to serve as a White House fellow and also to lead a federal partnership with the city to make things better for the people of New Orleans.
I think people are hungry for a change in leadership. They want to see something different.
Vote for Eric Caulfield, number 41, State Senate, District 4, a new kind of leader for New Orleans. Paid for by the committee to elect Eric Caulfield.
You might think it's just another day, but at Metro Disposal, this is our day. For more than 25 years, Metro Disposal has been a vital resource for waste management in our community. With state-of-the-art equipment and technology, we are committed to providing a cleaner, safer, healthier environment. This is our community. This is Metro Disposal.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday. I have my girl, Terry, on the line, and I am here with Mindy Hobley of Ringlet Salon. I cannot tell you. I remember when Mindy was growing her salon when you had on Canal Street, and now you have two locations. You went through the 100 Small Businesses, and you have
10,000.
Totally blossomed and are amazing. You're on so many lists. I know. Which magazine has you as one of the top?
Elle Magazine.
Elle Magazine has one of the top salons in the country, not just New Orleans, not just Louisiana, but the entire country. So when Elle Magazine has you listed as one of the top salons, that means you go see Mindy at Ringlets. That's what that means. And Mindy, give us just a little bit about the services that Ringlets offers and how they can contact you.
Well, we're New Orleans' largest multicultural hair salon. We have two locations, one on Paris Avenue in Gentilly, and our new one is at the Hilton Riverside, downtown New Orleans. We are a salon that services multicultural. That means that if you have straight,
my curly hair?
Actually, combination hair. I want to say one person can have straight hair in the front, kinky hair in the back, and wavy hair in the middle. Mm-hmm. One person, that's one head. And you need to know how to address all those different textures just on that one person. So We welcome that. We embrace that, and we know how to tackle it. And so we do Brazilian blowouts, highlights. We do some relaxers, but that's kind of dying out now.
Really?
Yeah, it's not dying, but it's lower a percentage that we do now.
We're appreciating our natural locks.
Everybody's coming into who they are and trying to figure out who they are and really being real with themselves. So they're letting their hair grow out, and it's really wonderful because for all your life you had all this straight hair and then you're letting it grow out, and you have wave and movement and curl and bounce and fullness, and then all of a sudden your hair matches your hips.
It's so exciting to see how you talk about hair, because y'all should watch her. She's so excited about hair. Cause you're passionate about it, because it's your passion.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. So we embrace that, and we can pretty much tackle everything and anything. So if whatever your needs are, and then we're here to serve. So we want to kind of get underneath you and help you with whatever your issues are.
How did you get into, when did you know that it was your passion? How did you find it? Because I'm seeing you talk about it, and I've known you for so long, and seriously, and it inspires me to see people who are so passionate about what they do. I mean, that's the good life. You go to work and you have fun every day. It's not even work.
Exactly. It's so funny. everyone who knows me, and if you're my family, you really know, I was literally still playing with my Barbie heads at 16 years old. And there's a picture my mom took of me. I had rollers in my head. I was sitting on a bed, and had my Barbie head, and I was older. Like, I was a full-grown teenager, still, like, working on that Barbie head that we used to get for Christmas.
Right, yeah. Oh, no, I know exactly.
Everybody knows with that little
blonde
hair.
Yeah.
And so I would just go ham on that thing and setting it and braiding it and just doing all kinds of stuff. And I just always was interested in beauty and to figure out why, like what makes this go and why does this product work and this product does. And I don't know. It's a God-given gift, and I appreciate that. And I really just have moved towards that passion and that gift every single day. Like, it's a burning desire in my heart to understand and to teach and to give my knowledge now that I'm 28 years down in the business.
Exactly. But Terry, talking about sharing her knowledge in teaching, she doesn't just do it for all of the young ladies and guys in the greater New Orleans area, I should say, because actually your clients are all over the world at this point. But I will say her daughter, and I want to dote on Morgan for a second. I'm going to let you dote on her. I know she just turned 21, but can you tell us, she did something special. Can you tell us about what she did and how she did it?
Well, first of all, she just had a birthday, October 20th. Woo woo, Morgan.
Yes, Morgan. Shout out.
My little adult child person.
Right.
Thing.
I know. I saw you. She went out and she got carded. She was excited.
Yeah, we had to take a picture because we had to document that moment.
Right.
Because she was so excited.
Mindy looks so young. She would probably get carded.
I know. I was like,
Lord.
Mindy, how do you have a 21-year-old? You look 21 yourself.
Well, thanks, y'all. But I'm all like spiritual right now. The outside is one thing, but the inside is something else. I just thank God for everything I have. But Morgan is truly my sweetie pie, and she did something wonderful. There was a hair show that came, I think last month, to New Orleans, and it's a big behind the chair hair show. It's a phenomenal industry business show that they put on stage, like the top hairstylists and colorists, and it's a phenomenal show to go to. And Morgan was telling me that she wanted to go, but she didn't want to spend the $500 to see Guy Tang, which is a phenomenal colorist today, and he's very popular on YouTube. And she wanted to see him, but she didn't want to spend the $500 because she's just starting out in the industry.
I know.
So,
look.
That was a little hit. So she's like, Mom, I see that there's a model call for him. And I said, you know what, Morgan, do it. I said, all they can do is just not pick you, right? Try. So she was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So she got there, and out of like maybe 40 people, she got picked. There were 7 girls picked, and she was one of them.
Amazing.
She was so excited. And so the next 2 days she spent with Guy Tang, who is the master colorist.
Yo, he's like the mecca of color.
She befriended him. She has his, information. When she goes to California, she's going to go see him. She got to smell him, breathe him, understand his techniques. He worked on her hair. So not only did she meet him and learn his techniques firsthand, within a 2-day period, but now she gets paid $500 for the job.
See how that
she
works?
flipped that because she had the will. She wanted to do it, and she figured out a way to do it. So there's more than one way to skin a cat, and I always tell her that. And she kind of is like a chip off the old block because she's figuring it out.
Yes.
So I was really happy that she had that realization, and I was so proud of her to be able to think through something that she wanted.
But she had the great teacher like you.
Wow, I'm just trying to.
And she has an entrepreneur spirit.
She does.
Well.
Yeah, she because ever since she was little.
That, Mindy. Running a salon is fantastic, but yet it's a lot of hard work.
Absolutely.
Tell us the secret behind finding the right hairstylist, because you have hairstylists that can work, there, but they, you've got to know that person is someone that is on the level of your reputation, right?
Yes, absolutely. And you know what I look for more than anything? People will give me their resume and they'll call in, do you have spaces available or are you hiring? But more than anything, more than even a resume, I want to look in your eyes. I want to see if you light up when you talk about hair. I want to see your walk and if you're passionate about it, because I'm looking for passion. I'm looking for someone who doesn't mind working 8 to 8 because she's so busy that she doesn't mind, because every person you touch, that's something special, and you do something for someone when they look and feel good when they leave out of the building. So I look for passion more than anything. Skill I could teach. It's basically a skill. Hair is
the
a
winning
skill.
secret.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like, any skill that you would learn, it's a skill, and if you do it over and over, you become great. It's not that. It's the passion. It's wanting to meet someone at their needs and to help them with whatever they need with hair or their beauty issues. But it's literally the passion that you have behind the skill, because I can do your hair and not talk to you and treat you like a mannequin, and you won't be happy. And your hair will be beautiful, but you won't be happy.
Right.
But if we talk, we're having coffee, we're talking about what happened that day, how are the kids, blah, blah, blah. You know what? All of a sudden that person is happy because you're happy. And energy is definitely, transferred.
Right.
So I believe in that in the
Absolutely.
industry. So when I'm happy and I'm doing what I'm passionate about,
Yes.
and you get a great hairstyle, plus you feel good about the visit, then that's a phenomenal thing. So that's what I look for, passion.
Well,
I think that's a great thing to look for in an individual, because you're right. I don't want to sit at a hairstylist in a chair. You're sitting there for a while. You're spending a good amount of money, and they just don't have an interest in you or anything about you.
That's the key. That is the key.
That's important.
Yes.
It's a little extras. And Ringlets really gives a little extras, because I don't know if y'all know, but Ringlets is open for a couple hours on Sunday. And y'all know that we have very busy schedules. So can you give us a little bit of information about that? And
we're
how did you
changing the game.
How did you do that?
Game.
Literally.
Yeah, Sundays, like, you go to church, you may do a little dinner or whatever. And from 1 to 5, we're open at the Hilton Riverside. So actually my stylists get to go to church or, get some good lunch, and then they come in for a few hours. And it's just about getting your week started, like getting a head start on the week. And we decided to just work a few hours on Sunday just to kind of give that extra, change the game a little bit. Nobody's open on Sundays.
Nobody's open on Sundays.
Right.
And then my goal, open on Mondays. Ding.
Right, because nobody's open on Mondays.
Yeah, so we're not open on Mondays yet, folks. But Sunday for
It's
sure,
coming.
1 to 5. Not a whole lot of people, not a whole lot of hair salons are doing that these days. And why not?
Exactly.
Why not?
Because y'all know when you did something this weekend, or you went out and you went to a smoky spot, and then your hair smells like smoke, and you're like, oh, I have to wait until Tuesday to go see my stylist. Well, you don't have to do that anymore with Ringlets. You can go on Sundays at the Hyatt, and you have
Hilton. The Hilton Riverside. That's
y'all,
okay.
Excuse me, at the Hilton Riverside.
One of those H's, right?
Right, one of those H's, all right. But look, it's by the river. Look, it's by Drago's. Let's be clear. It's by the oysters.
Just say it's by Drago's.
It's by Hilton. But the best part about it is y'all have parking, too.
Yes, we have 4 hours free validated parking. You come right up to the Hilton Riverside self-parking garage, and you park on the 5th floor, come up to the 6th floor, and we'll validate your parking. That way you can get your hair done, you can go walk in the Riverwalk, have some great lunch. It's a way to just get a head start on your week, and then Saturdays can be for something else. You don't have to sit all day in the hair salon on Saturday, when you have 20 other things to do, and we all have tons of things to do on our errand day, and I know everyone has that to do on Saturday. So, you can section out your hair day and come and have a glass of champagne and relax and get a manicure and get a pedicure and get your hair done and be really ready for the week.
Terry, did you hear that?
I know, right? I'm so excited. I'm just sitting here
And
like,
so all
I'm
you
excited.
gentlemen out there,
Yeah,
and of course,
because look, for me, I've got to work all day Saturday, the election.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so I can go in on Sunday and get my hair done and just relax. And one of the things that the treatment line that you guys use makes the hair so shiny. I mean, I don't know, you cannot do that on your own. Your hair has a lot of movement when you go to Mindy's. The treatment products that you guys use, and the technique, I think a lot as well, is what makes that hair so shiny, bouncy, pretty. And it lasts like the whole week. It's amazing.
Yes, we do. We do the Brazilian blowout treatment solution.
Okay.
And treatment, and that is just like the coating on the hair. So if you think of a raincoat or something laminated, that's what the Brazilian blowout is. And then I've gone a step further and made it an express service, and that way it's more affordable.
Hello.
And so everyone that walks outside and has issues with reversion and humidity.
You mean like everybody in New Orleans?
Yes, that's what I'm getting at, folks.
Right, everybody in New Orleans.
Everybody in New Orleans.
And humid climate.
I grew up with like cotton ball hair.
Right.
And so I was trying to figure out how in the world am I going to. So the Brazilian blowout, when it came out, it was amazing. And so I tell you, get the Express. It's amazing. It's right at $100. And in place of the relaxer, it doesn't straighten the hair, but it seals it and it smooths it, and it keeps the hair from reverting when you go out into the weather and it's raining, it's yucky, or it's just humid outside. The air is wet. It doesn't revert.
How long does that last?
It lasts up to 6 weeks.
What?
The Express. Yes.
Okay. Y'all heard that?
I love it.
6 weeks.
What about, so if you have a relaxer already in your hair, do you have to cut all your relaxed hair off?
No, it's good. You can do a relaxer the same day as you do on Brazilian Blowout Express.
Wow.
All the Express is a coating. So it's not a chemical. It doesn't change anything. And that's what people are afraid of, but it's wonderful. And I've been doing it probably for about 6 years now. And
so you know what you're doing.
Every single day.
Because I don't want to go with somebody who don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, and every single day people are amazed at how their hair feel. Yeah.
So what are the new, is there a new, I wanted to talk about this real quick. I know there's new trends with color. This like gray, color.
Believe it or not.
Yes, and when Guy Tang did Morgan's hair, it was like a violet.
Great.
Yeah. Pinky violet kind of. Yeah, it was amazing. And so how can they follow you on Ringlet Salon? Where are you? So they can see all of these colors. So if they kind of wanted to, mix and match or kind of, just do something new.
On Instagram, I'm Ringlets. I post Ringlets posts every day. And then Morgan is Morgan Taylor Hair. And we have an array of hairstylists that, post all of their things on Instagram and Facebook. But if you go on Ringlets, I post all of my stylists, like their work on a regular basis, and I give them shout out. So you can literally shop. Just go to Ringlets on Instagram.
And see which one you like.
Yeah, and just figure out like the styles and what you like. And Morgan really has taken a cutting edge approach because she's, like I say, she's got the Guy Tang thing going on. So she's really doing the lightening. And what's amazing is, with technology, it's like the Apple phone and the Apple technology for hair. You can bleach out your hair to white now.
Really?
And with Olaplex, it's like our most phenomenal thing since the Brazilian Blowout Express is the Olaplex. You can bleach your hair and it doesn't damage it.
Wow.
So now we're taking people to a whole other level, and you need to bleach it out. You need to take your hair to be white before you can put those fashion colors, before you can be truly purple and truly gray and truly, you have to lift it up. A long time ago, if you lightened your hair, it would break. It would damage.
Right.
These days, with Olaplex, with a capital O, I promise you guys, your hair will stay intact, your curls will stay intact, your hair will be beautiful, and that is technology at its finest.
But you have to go to somebody who actually knows what they're doing, and that's Ringlet Salon. So how do they contact you? What is your website? Because I know that you can go online and just register.
Yes,
and,
it's ringlets.com with 2 T's, RINGLETTS.com. You can online scheduling, you can shop a stylist. It's all on there. Visit y'all.
Ringlet Salon, y'all, do not miss it. I am not kidding. The colors are amazing. The styles are amazing. You can follow them on Instagram. Choose which stylist that you like the best. You will not be disappointed. Make sure you stay tuned. We have Ebony Woodruff, who's about to be on. She's going to give us her lessons at the Louisiana Legislature. You do not want to miss this, so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Paid for by Troy Carter Campaign Fund.
Wise people say what's done in secret always comes to light. In the race for Senate District 7, the truth about Roy Glapion is finally coming to light. He is not being honest with people. As a matter of fact, the truth is just not in him. Glapion claims to be a staunch Democrat who fights for our families. But the truth is the opposite. Roy Glapion has given thousands of dollars to Republican leaders. That's right, the same leaders who attack President Obama and fight against us every single day. Campaign finance records show Roy Glapion gave Bobby Jindal, George Bush, and Dick Cheney thousands of dollars to get them elected. And this year, Roy Glapion gave David Vitter a $1,000 contribution to become our next governor. Go to ethics.gov.la to see for yourself. Then ask yourself the question, how can Roy Glapion support us when he has spent so much time and so much money supporting them?
For more than 40 years, BOLD has been a trusted voice in New Orleans. The Black Organization for Leadership Development supports strong communities and strong families, safer streets, and for government to work harder for you. That's why BOLD proudly recommends John Bell Edwards, Governor; Melvin Kip Holden, Lieutenant Governor; Chris Tyson, Secretary of State; Marty Maley, Attorney General; Kira Orange Jones, Bessie District 2; Roy A. Glapion, State Senator, 7th District; Joseph Joe Bowie Jr., State Representative, District 97; Jimmy Harris, State Representative, District 99; Willie Jones, State Representative, District 100. Gary Carter Jr., State Representative, District 102. And Keith Barney, School Board, District 1. Election Day is Saturday, October 24th. Please go out and exercise your hard-earned right to vote.
Paid for by the Black Organization for Leadership Development, PAC.
In the new Louisiana, everybody wins. Fairness across the board. Scott Angel understands fairness. It will be the cornerstone of his administration. Compassion and fairness at every level. He's from a family of 9 children that were taught by their parents to share. Scott understands sharing. In the Angel administration, no one group will be left out. No one group will be left behind. Scott Angel is the only candidate running for governor that can beat David Vitter. Join the rest of Louisiana in voting for Scott Angel as your governor for a fair Louisiana. We deserve better. We deserve more. We deserve a governor that's fair. Please consider Scott Angel for a fair Louisiana. Number 1 on your ballot. Number 1 for Louisiana. Go tell Angel. Paid for by Join the People PAC.
This is Karen Carter Peterson, chair of the Louisiana Democratic Party. The last 8 years of so-called Republican leadership has led Louisiana to the brink of ruin. Fiscal planning based on smoke and mirrors, deception, and outright lies that always end with even more cuts to higher education and health care. Republican resistance to increasing the minimum wage and showing absolutely no concern for Louisiana women who earn 67 cents for every dollar paid to men. This is Louisiana after 8 years of Republicans in charge. If you are ready for leadership that promotes Louisiana's needs first, then it's time to vote the entire Democratic ticket and reject the Republican pandering and rhetoric. Vote John Bel Edwards for governor, Kip Holden, lieutenant governor, Charlotte McGehee, commissioner of insurance, and Charlie Greer, commissioner of agriculture. The past 8 years is certainly enough. Vote the entire Louisiana Democratic ticket on Saturday, October 24th.
Paid for by the DSCC of Louisiana.
Sick and tired. We're all sick and tired of Bobby Jindal cutting our schools, keeping tens of thousands from getting health care while he runs for president. That's why so many of us are voting for Democrat John Bel Edwards. John Bel Edwards is the only candidate for governor who supports an increase in the minimum wage, who voted for equal pay for women, and John Bel stood up to Bobby Jindal when he attacked our hospitals and universities. David Vitter and the Republicans all oppose even a small minimum wage increase and equal pay for women. They would be just like Bobby Jindal, and we can't have that. Election Day is Saturday, October 24th. If you are sick and tired of Bobby Jindal, vote for Democrat John Bel Edwards. Paid for by Louisiana Families First, not paid for or authorized by any candidate or candidate committee.
This Saturday, the voters of New Orleans East have an important opportunity to elect a tireless advocate for our community to serve as state representative for District 100. That person is Alicia Plummer Clivens. Alicia served as president of the Fairway Estates Homeowners Association, as chair of the original Orleans Parish Hospital Service District Board. Alicia fought to ensure that the residents of New Orleans East had a hospital for their medical needs. Alicia also serves on the board of New Orleans East Business Association, NOEBA. It is important that we elect someone with a track record of working for our community.
This is Alicia Plummer Clivens. As your state representative for District 100, I pledge to support bringing new businesses with higher-paying jobs to New Orleans East, and will fight for the return of neighborhood schools. This Saturday, I'm asking for your vote for State Representative District 100, Alicia Plummer Clivens, number 64 on your ballot.
Paid for by the Alicia Plummer Clivens campaign.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Welcome to the good life. Welcome to the good life.
The wait is over.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Gumbo Talk Thursday. I have Terry on the line because she is busy getting everyone together, working hard so that we can vote. Make sure, y'all, you get out the vote. It is so important. The election is this Saturday, October 24th. It is just very, very important. I cannot stress it enough. Terry, I talk about it all the time. Maybe they need to hear it from somebody else. How important is it to vote?
Absolutely. It's so important to vote. We have to elect the right governor. I mean,
hello.
No surprise here. I'm a Democrat. Okay.
Right.
And what we've gone through with having Jindal in office has just been a travesty to this state, in my opinion, because he's not about the people. For the past, 4 years, he hasn't even been our governor. He's been traveling so much at our expense. Where has he been? Missing an action governor, but making rules that do not benefit the state.
Hello.
They benefit his agenda.
And
so
that
it's time
is
for us to put the right person. The right person in office. And then you also have your state representatives and your senators that are up for re-election. How important are they? Right?
Very.
I mean, they make so much. They make so many decisions for the district. It is important that we put the right individuals in office so that they can hear our voice.
And people who are going to speak for our interests. And speaking of someone who speaks for our interests, I have Miss Ebony Woodruff. And Miss Ebony Woodruff is a lawyer from Jefferson Parish who is an African-American Democratic member of the Louisiana House of Representatives for District 87. That's Jefferson Parish across the river, y'all. Without opposition, she won a special election in 2013. So she's going to give us a little bit of the other side. She's been in there for her first term. So I wanted to know exactly what are the lessons of the legislator. She is running again right now, so make sure her name will be on the ballot across the river. So, she can give us a little bit of the other side. You go in to the legislature and you feel like you're going to make a difference. And I just kind of wanted to get her viewpoint. So, Miss Ebony Woodruff, thank you so much for visiting The Good Life. We are very excited to have you here on Gumbo Talk.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me this morning.
Well, I just have to let everyone know that you got your BA from LSU, so you are a Tiger, and you got your JD from Southern University Law Center. So you're SU and LSU, so you got it all. You got a big package right there. So all of you graduates and alumni of LSU and SU, you have someone who's on the ballot, Miss Ebony Woodruff, out there.
Yes, 8 years in Baton Rouge.
So, and now you're back, right?
Experience.
And now you're back working. So, well, number one, how did you get involved in politics? Because, you had a very interesting story, because it wasn't like you were like, I'm going to decide to do this. It was kind of something that you were pushed. I mean, you kind of felt like you had a passion to do.
Yes. Just seeing the things that were going on, 2 of our representatives had to resign for some issues that they had while being in office.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wanted to use my legal education to do some good in the world. I thought I'd go off to Africa and work at an NGO and do some human rights work. But, I realized that work is needed at home.
Right.
And so I decided to step up. A lot of times we sit with our friends and we have these conversations amongst our friends and family, and no one really wants to step up. But if people like you and I don't get involved in the game, then things will never change. And so I decided to get out there.
What do you mean? You weren't just going to talk the talk? You decided to walk the walk?
Yes.
Imagine that. Imagine that. That's the good life. But that's what we talk about all the time. We talk about how that one person can make a difference. And Miss Ebony Woodruff is making a difference for District 87 in Jefferson Parish. She is doing it. So what lessons did you learn when you went up to the Capitol? Was there things that you thought were one way and another, or kind of give us a little bit of insight about that?
Okay. Well, being an attorney is very similar to the legal field. But the one thing that I would say is it's all about relationships. In the House we have 105 members, there are 39 senators, and so it's different personalities, people from all over the state with different backgrounds and different experiences, and then you have the lobbyists and you have the staff, and so it's really about developing relationships with everyone and not taking anything personally because everyone, has their politics. And so I would say that's the most important thing. I've seen some people that went in and, were really forceful and aggressive in their approach, and it just really turned people off. Mm-hmm. And so now, they have a hard time passing a bill to get a street renamed. And so I think that it's really important to build those relationships, show people that you're an honest person, someone whose word can be trusted, and I think you'll have great results.
I know, because when we were discussing your style, you were like, I just put the facts on the table. This is what's right for our constituents. This is what's good for the people, and this is why you should vote this way. And you said, I don't want to say bully or, kind of let's make a deal. You're like, this is what's good for the people, and this is why, I'm putting this up, which I thought was very interesting because I think that might be a different take than, what some people are used to. They're used to, trying to rally the votes, and you're like, no, this is good for the people, and this is why we should do it.
Yeah, and one of the things that I've noticed about you, you're not saying you're going to fight. You're saying that you're going to up there and work for the people, which is great. And I think that's what you're right, that coalition that you're building in Baton Rouge is important, because by you going there and building relationships and not fighting the system, it really helps your constituents to get what they want, what you need to deliver to them as your state representative, right?
Yes. And, even as a Democrat, we have a Republican majority legislature, and so you can't do anything alone. You're one vote, right. And so for a simple majority, you have to convince 52 other people to see things the way that you see it. And so it's all about working with, with everyone to get things accomplished, because you can't do it alone.
Right.
And so many times I think that's where we lose it. We try to do things alone, and we have that conversation on The Good Life all the time, that you can't do anything alone. And I think that's a wonderful lesson from the legislator that, she's learned in her first tenure up there, that we can't do anything alone. That's the good life in your personal life, and that's a good life on the legislative level. Are there any specific bills or anything that we should kind of be looking out for that's going on right now, or that will be taking place when y'all go back? Because y'all going back in January, huh?
Yeah, we're going back. Clearly, everyone who's paying attention, we have a lot of budget issues, and so with all of the mid-year cuts, they're predicting that we'll probably be going back in January to take care of some of that. So I just implore everyone to pay attention and get engaged, because the things that we're doing, it affects everyone in the state. It affects your daily life, and it's important. And so as I heard someone saying when I first tuned in, get engaged and really look at who you're sending to Baton Rouge and watch and pay attention and make sure that you hold them accountable. Don't send them up there and not pay attention and are not voting in your interest, and then 4 years later they come back asking for your vote and you send them in, because that's how we have ended up in the state that we're in Louisiana.
The state of Louisiana. Speaking of the state, we have Telly Medina, who's my partner in politics, I want to say, who gives us a little update about voting every Monday morning. And he kind of gave me the stats about how if we had the women who did not vote, if they would have voted in the last election, how it really would have swayed the vote. As being, a black African-American woman who is in the state legislature, how important is it for our females to get out there and vote and to really have their voices heard? And of course, it's important for everyone to vote, but especially with, the bills coming up with the equal pay. How is it important for us to let our legislators know that that's important for us and that that's something we want?
It's very important. There are only, I believe, at the end of session, although, some people will term limit it, and so the number's going to change, but we only had 17 women out of 144 legislators.
What?
So it's very important because not only are they voting on equal pay, but, they vote on women's reproductive rights.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have men voting on those issues, I think, there tends to be a little problem, a disconnect there. And so I think it's very important that women pay attention. Women, we earn 67 cents to every dollar that men earn in Louisiana. And the unfortunate thing is that the bill never makes it out of the Labor Committee. And it's been my observation in the last 2 years that they've used 2 women to actually be the most vocal against the bill and to vote it down.
Really?
So pay attention, yes.
Wait. So we have women, and
That's
I don't
insane.
even know. Wait, Terry, I know she just threw me a curveball. So the most vocal persons are women?
Yeah.
2 women, so they only have
Republican
17.
women that are on the committee, and they tend to be the ones that speak out against it. And, the excuse that they use is it's from a business standpoint that it opens another avenue for litigation. But my thing is, I always tell them we're there to represent flesh and blood people and not those juridical persons.
Absolutely. Terry, she just floored me. Terry, your thoughts on that? I'm just like, what? Terry?
And no, it's just the key factor is that we don't have representation with female that we need, and why are they putting women up? And you have to forgive me. Someone disturbed me for a moment.
No,
I was
but
half listening.
No. But I'm with you, Terry, because honestly, that's astounding. If there are 17 female legislators and you have 2 who are already saying no to this because they've had conversations with other people, we only have 15 people left. Possibly, let's see, because I don't know where their stance are. Talking about our interests and making sure that they're heard. So we need to make sure that our female legislators, number one, stay in there, and that we do talk to our male legislators and make sure that they know what our interests are, and that we as women are voting in blocks, and that we want to be equally paid, because that is the good life. I want to thank Miss Ebony Woodruff, who is the Louisiana House Representative for District 87. She will be on the ballot this Saturday, so make sure you vote, y'all. Vote for everyone. But women, let's rise up and let's take care of those who take care of ourselves. We want to keep the female delegation up there so that we can all live the good life. This is Eileen. Absolutely. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I have Miss Barbara Major in the studio, so we will have lots of fun talking about economic development. Yes, yes. We're about to vote on Saturday. We got to get everybody's mind right. So we have Miss Barbara Major here tomorrow. So make sure you don't miss it. This is Eileen. This is A Good Life, and I'm out.